Hello, everyone, and welcome to AP US Government and Politics. My name is Mr. Mariola, and I have been at Green Hope now for 20 years and teaching for 25. I have been teaching this course for 24 years, and I just this past spring graded for the College Board, graded their test for the fifth time. And so that was a great experience, and hopefully we will get all students nice and prepared for the AP test in May. So this course is I think always an interesting course. I personally believe it's one of the most important courses that a student could take, and we obviously know the impact that politics has on our lives. And so it's a course where we will have hopefully the flexibility this semester to go over content, but also work in a lot of current events issues as well. We obviously, I was going to mention using Google Classroom, but all of our students now use that, and they should be familiar with that. But obviously, through Google Classroom, students are signed into that, and all the coursework will be on there. There'll be a plan for the year on there. They'll have assignments they'll be introducing on there, and it's pretty thorough right now in terms of lots of video, review videos, some that I've made, some that other sources have come up with in terms of review for the AP test. So there's a lot of content on there, and we'll continue to add to that. But it's a pretty sort of one-stop shop for everything in this class. And so we will be, almost every assignment will be turned in through Google Classroom, and we'll be doing our, Google Meet through there and everything else. So that should be pretty thorough, but I will always have assignments up on there a few weeks ahead if people want to plan for the time coming up. And there'll also be assignments will be placed on Power Schools, usually about 2 weeks out, and I will usually have grades up the day they're due, or at least within one day. So you should be able to keep up to date. You and your sons and daughters should be able to keep up to date pretty easily in here in terms of what is due, what's coming up, down the road. So some students have proven to be very good in this environment in terms of getting stuff done ahead of time. So I think that's one of the the good points of the way we're doing this now is that you can see what's due down the road and you can kind of budget and plan your time. The course syllabus, I won't take the time to really go through all this with you here, but this is on my Google Classroom. There's a little bit maybe more to it now, but this is pretty straightforward in terms of what this is about, when we stick pretty much to the curriculum that the College Board sets. In terms of the grades percentage, tests will be mostly essays, maybe one or two projects, but it's mostly going to be essays that will reflect the format of the College Board's test. And so we'll be doing probably 5 or 6 of those at least, with some outlines and other things. We do sort of shortened versions of those, but hopefully the students will be well prepared for that essay. There'll be some online quizzes just to reflect the types of questions that would be on the AP test. And then we have in the third quarter here, our first quarter of the semester, we have case briefs due that the students usually have fun with those. Those are really interesting. A lot of times parents get into those as a way to discuss things with their sons and daughters. And so just to kind of maybe if you were interested, just ask your kid once in a while, like, what case have you covered lately? What's the homework you've had? Or practice we've had. What's that about? What the courts say? What do you think? Those are sort of interesting. So you could ask your kids about those. In the usually late in the year, probably in this, the second semester, will be after the AP test. We will also have students introduce sort of fake bills, mock Congress bills on real topics, and we usually have fun with that in terms of making up the bills, debating them in committees, and then debating them as a whole class. And then and there's a little more to it, but I'll just move on from that. The AP exam, this is what I'm going to finish with this in a minute here or so, but that is May 3rd at 8 a.m. So hopefully plan ahead for that. And some of this will apply mostly when people are in class. Senior exemptions, obviously, this year is a little different, so attendance isn't factored in. So hopefully seniors can do everything they can to be exempt and get that C average or better. And then, and then some of the important things just to make sure, and I've already started stressing this with the students even before the first day of class. If students could sign up for one of the Khan Academy classes, whichever one they're in, those are the codes. It's just a way for them to have easier access to the content in there. That I will be linking certain videos that have to do with the content that we're covering in a unit. But there's also a lot of good things on there if they are taking the AP test, and I'm assuming most are. So they will be prepared for that test. There's a lot of good content there. Now, the AP Classroom, this is through the College Board website. I put that on a couple times already. Both of these codes and links I've already put on Google Classroom for the students. And day one, I'm going to make sure I give them time to do this. So probably by the time you all see this, all of your sons and daughters have hopefully signed up for both of these. But the AP Classroom is an important one because there's all kinds of practice tests and on there. We will probably do some of those as we get late April towards the AP test. But also there are, but this is also how they sign up for the test. And so we really need to have every single student to be sure 100% that they have signed up for this class in the College Board site. Now, even if they choose not to take the test, that's fine. It's just that you really can't go the other way. You can't miss the deadline to sign up for this class and then later choose to take the test. So we just tell everybody, sign up for it. And in part because we're going to be doing we'll probably do a couple assignments on that site anyways. So we have to make sure that people are signed up for that, and that will get them to be able to take the AP test. So this class will be a lot of fun. Again, I've been at this a long time. It has been a much different format this year, but in the first semester in 2020, we had I think the class went well, and students had a really good experience. So it's all based on participation. We will have some, discussion time, and I always encourage people to unmute. I always encourage people to show themselves on camera, but obviously a lot of students choose not to do that. It is a very interactive class, although in this format, a lot of it ends up being in the chat and the discussions and different things. But hopefully your kids will have a great experience, and I am looking forward to it. So if you have any questions, there's my email address, and your kids will have all kinds of content and information and stuff on Google Classroom. So feel free to check any of that out anytime. And if you're in the background somewhere listening as we have class, and I welcome that too. So thank you very much, and let me know if you have any questions.